So grateful to be alive. So grateful to appreciate this existence. I think we're on day 23 now. So almost a quarter of the way through this challenge. And wow, it's been a journey. I began to attempt to create some cinematic stuff. Began to share my ideas online, get more confidence in just speaking. And it blows my mind that I let this idea of creating videos sit in my mind for so long, holding so much fear around it. And now we're 23 days in a row. Come on. It's exciting times. My relationship with money has changed. My intention is to live in a place of abundance. And that is with joy, that is with love, that is also with wealth in all of its factors. And one of those includes financial wealth. And how my relationship's changed is that if I believe a purchase is going to improve my life in some way, I now buy that thing because I believe that whatever money I need will come. And if I have a choice between saving money and improving the quality of my life, I now choose to improve the quality of my life. And I don't mean buying all of the clothes and eating out all the time. But I do mean living from a place of, if I had made it, what choices would I make? What type of person would I be? And operating from that place now. I had 2 books in my Amazon basket, and I was hesitant to click purchase because I made some purchases recently and I've not got a full-time income. But then I asked myself, is this £10 going to be better in the bank account or invested into myself, invested into my knowledge, invested into my quality of life? Because the more I invest into myself, the better life becomes. And as a byproduct of that, the more wealthy I become. I think investing in yourself investing in myself has been one of the best continuous decisions I've made. I've read more books than ever this year, and I've progressed more than ever. Not just because of the books, but because of my commitment to growth, my commitment to learning, my commitment to myself to see what I'm capable of and what will come if I just keep going. If I keep learning, if I keep trying, if I just keep getting the reps in. I've struggled with the idea of consistency because it's so talked about especially in the self-development space, how is the most important thing. Now, the reason I struggled was because I wasn't consistent in a lot of areas of my life. That's sleep schedule, with writing, with exercise in some way. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I was consistent and I have been consistent because over the years I've always done these things. But I was so zoomed in that I wasn't consistent on a day-to-day basis. And it turns out what I was consistent in was the pursuit to be the best version of me. And that, at least at this moment in time, doesn't mean write every day. It doesn't mean do all of the things that are typically talked about in self-development. What it means for me at this moment in time is to be consistent with my intentions, and that is to operate from a place of love. That is to always try my best. That is to be kind to myself. That is to surrender to what is happening. So much amazing advice out there. And I think being a young man who has been directionless in the past, that advice can be a good starting point. The only concern is that the advice isn't catered to each of us as individuals. And when you get so caught up in someone else's idea of what should be, and then when life doesn't line up with this idea of what it should be like, then there can be some internal conflict. And that's what I've struggled with. Because I'm not taking the traditional route of someone who is invested in their self-development. It's taking a new, in my case, unforged path of seeing what happens, seeing what life puts in my way, and just trying my best in each and every moment. With no plan, with no specific destination in mind. With no pressure. There's the classic saying of pressure makes diamonds. And I do like the sentiment. But I also think it can give, or at least it gave me, the wrong idea that constant pressure all of the time is needed in order to forge yourself into this solid, strong, capable, masculine man. And I think that works for some people. But I'm finding that it doesn't work for me. Or at least not at the minute. As I've alleviated that pressure, as I've removed the weight of expectation, I've not only become happier, I've not only become calmer, but I now actually do the things that I was trying to force myself to do. I now live a more intentional life because I'm giving myself the space to do so. I'm giving myself the space to explore, to create, to play. And that has been transformational. So yeah, it goes against convention. But what happens if you take the pressure off? Take away this idea that you need pressure in order to succeed, in order to do well, in order to do the things you want to do. Just experiment with the idea of freedom, of lightness. Step into the unknown and see what happens. Yeah. Day 23. Thank you for another beautiful day. I love you.